What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Chase, aka CR Media. I'm here on Sports Empire Network. We are doing a WWE Clash at the Castle watch along with my boy Cool. How are you today, Cool?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. I'm in gear. I've got on my Monday Night Raw throwback T-shirt, and I also
Uh,
brought a little friend that might hang out with me for part of the time.
woo!
Yeah,
Woo! Whoop whoop! The champ is here.
yeah.
Whoop whoop! The
I gotta bring
champ
my
is
friend
here.
along so we can chill a little bit together. He doesn't
I
like to have
like
a
it.
spotlight the whole time, so he'll just pop up periodically.
I like it. For those joining with us, like I said, we are watching Clash at the Castle WWE right now. They are in the UK for a big pay per view for the first time in over 30 years. And this is Triple H's second premium live event. Sorry, I said pay per view. Premium live event as head of creative, running the show. We'll definitely be getting in here and seeing see what's going on. So
Definitely,
like I said,
definitely.
we are live on Sports Empire Network YouTube and Sports Empire Network's Facebook page. So make sure you hit that like button, hit that follow button, hit that share button, and while you're at it, hit that notification bell so you never ever miss anything from Sports Empire Network ever.
Why would you want
Um,
to, right?
exactly, exactly. We got breaking news about the NBA, about the NFL, about college. We've got
Hmm.
all your sports needs taken care of, and then also on the professional wrestling side as well.
And don't
So,
forget hockey. Got some hockey.
yep, got some hockey.
Lots of big things on the Sports Empire Network. It's definitely the place
Absolutely,
you want to check out.
absolutely. So I'm gonna while we're watching the intro here. Looks like WWE spent a lot of good money on the intro. Clash at the Castle. Not a huge fan of the name. Cool, but you know, it is what it is. I think the name was decided prior to the new regime coming in, but
Yeah.
um, I'll tell you what, guys. As you guys comment, we're gonna get these comments up on the screen, get you guys involved. Um, I know it's a busy day for sports. I'm a huge college football fan, but I've got that stuff DVR'd. Like I've mentioned before, professional wrestling is my first love. So um, I'm making some time for this Clash at the Castle show, and then um, be watching some of that college ball later today on my DVR.
Yeah, definitely. College football, it'll be on every week, right? We can always, watch our teams, go back and watch the games later. But this is Clash at the Castle. Again, like you said, Chase, not completely excited with the name, but this should be a good premium live event, right? Because we've been calling pay-per-view since we were kids. And they're
That's right.
premium live events. So if we say pay-per-view, man, just excuse us. That just means we OGs. We've been around a while.
Yeah, that's right. Like I still call the Los Angeles Chargers the San Diego Chargers from time to time.
I have a friend who calls them the San Diego Superchargers.
Ugh, that's gross.
It
I could
is.
never call them that.
Yeah, it is.
So looks like we're starting off with that 6-woman tag. We've got
Hmm.
Bianca Belair, um, uh, Alexa Bliss, and I forgot who the third woman was, but they're facing that new team of Bailey, Io Shirai, or Io Sky now as she's called,
Yeah,
and Dakota Kai. So
yeah. It's probably the proper place for that match, just because there's no championship or anything involved. But because of how hot the angle is with Bailey and her two cohorts, you gotta kind of have a match on here.
absolutely.
Chase, a lot of people were talking about how upset they were that Io Sky and Dakota Kai didn't win the women's tag team championships. My thoughts were, I know there's only one reason why. They're wanting to make a high profile tag team out of Aaliyah and her partner because of a push. And obviously, Aaliyah's not the one getting the push. So
Yeah,
Leah's, she's okay, but she's with a dominant female. So this is a chance to help her get a push by being half of the tag team champs. And we see she's doing all the heavy lifting in the matches. So it's not difficult to figure out why they're doing that.
absolutely. And it also gave it a little bit of unpredictability.
Hmm.
And that's nice. Like,
I thought
as
so.
wrestling fans, especially like as deep into it as I am, and I've had a few conversations with you about stuff. Cool.
Yeah,
It seems like like we peel back the curtain. I mean, like
yeah.
we know what happens and whatnot. We've broken that fourth wall, if you will. And
We're like
and I'll
CM
tell you
Punk.
what. Yeah, yeah. So as a fan, as big of a fan as I am, I'll go, oh yeah, I'll look at a team and I'll be like, oh yeah, they should win this. They should win
Hmm.
this tournament. But then when they swerve me, it's like, oh man, that was good. I expected so and so to win. So and so should have won. But man,
Right.
they got me. They got me because they made it unpredictable. So I like that. I know a lot of wrestling fans don't. Um, you know, eh, people don't like their egos stepped on when they're like, hey, I expected this to happen or that to happen. You know, um,
Pretty
and
much
it
exactly
doesn't.
what it is. You're 100% correct.
Yeah. So I know a lot of people were excited to see Bailey come back and really really wanted to see Bailey uh, come back as the old bubbly inflatable people gimmick. Um,
That was horrible.
and I like the new attitude of her. So I think it fits her really well, and I think it's a great an evolution to her character.
Yes, completely agree with that. Completely agree. Corey Graves, that guy. He
I
reminds me of like a sleaze bag, right?
Yeah, I like Corey, man. I
But
think
I
he's
do like him. Yeah.
yeah. I like him on commentary. I know he gets a lot of flack. I like him a lot better than some of the other popular ones. Um, but you know, I loved Corey Graves as a wrestler. I was real big into independent wrestling. So Sterling James Keenan, you know, I was a huge fan of him. And when he had to hang up the boots, it was you know a little rough. But I think he's transitioned really well into commentary.
Yeah, he does a great job. And like you said, I think he's more the only person that I think I may like better than him is Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee is a freaking insane individual, and I love
Oh yeah, I mean
it.
Pat McAfee has taken over the world, dude. I mean
Yeah.
it's in crazy. I mean retires from football. Starts his podcast. His podcast is the number one in the world, and I mean he literally owns whatever network he's on, and then does the WWE thing, and absolutely kills it in my mind. So I'm a huge fan of Bianca Belair, man. I know there's a lot of people online who there's a lot of hate for Bianca online. So I don't really get it, man. I don't get it.
I don't get it. I don't get it either, man. I like you said, I'm a huge Bianca Belair fan ever since she was in EXT.
Yeah,
She's different. She's powerful. Still graceful, still a beautiful woman. But she's just different, right? She's more aggressive.
Yeah,
She's more powerful than a lot of women, and she has confidence.
yeah. And like I feel like sometimes the wrestling community doesn't um doesn't appreciate people who don't come through the indies as much as they do. Like as much as other people who do is what I mean.
Yeah.
So uh and for the women in wrestling, like that's the ones that don't come from the indies are usually the ones that get built up into stars. They do a really good job of that.
Hmm.
Trish Stratus was never a wrestler before she came to WWE. She became one, and she became one of the pioneers for women's wrestling.
Yeah.
Um, you know, a lot of these, a couple of these women in the ring weren't, you know, independent bred wrestlers. Alexa Bliss, who's had a fantastic career in WWE, um,
Yep.
and Bianca Belair, who's a phenomenal athlete, and I think she's transitioning very well into WWE. So appreciate appreciate you guys joining with us tonight. Like I said, or today. Sorry, I'm so used to wrestling events
It
being
being
on at
tonight,
night.
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. So appreciate you guys joining with us. Do not forget to follow Sports Empire Network on Facebook and YouTube for all your sports needs. We're breaking news on all sports platforms, and as you can see, we're even dipping into the sports entertainment world. Watching WWE Clash at the Castle today. Um, so yeah, and don't forget to get join in with us. We don't have the chat on the screen, but as soon as comments start lighting up, we I might throw it up there to get people involved in the conversation. But let us know you're watching, and let us know what you guys think as we're watching and reacting as well.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. So,
So
question for
it's
you:
yeah.
are you more of a wrestling fan or a sports entertainment fan? And I know you'll get that joke.
I do get that joke. Um, and that's you know 10 years ago, man, I was such a smark, like
Hmm.
ugh, a pro wrestling snob, you know, and I'm 34 years old, man. I just, my philosophy is shut the hell up and enjoy it. Just enjoy it, you know. Just be glad it's still around, man. Because if it wasn't for sports entertainment that a lot of people don't like, if it wasn't for sports entertainment, there would be no professional wrestling. Professional wrestling would have died out 30 years ago.
Yeah,
You know?
because the people changed, right? Like you can't go
Yeah,
back and continue to do the same things, the
yeah,
blading, the everybody's in a stable, all those things. You had to diversify it somehow. So I think sports entertainment, like you said, did save it. But I think the
yeah,
name change is what a lot of uh, OG fans have a problem with. Those that do, I mean, I don't really care. You
yeah,
call it sports entertainment, you call it wrestling, you call it
yeah,
wrestling, RASSLIN. It doesn't matter as long as it's a good product, man. Just give me something to make me watch.
yeah. Exactly. You know,
That's all I need.
and I'm happy that WWE can go overseas and actually showcase women wrestling.
Hmm.
You know, a lot of the times when they're going overseas, they're going somewhere where they won't allow them to showcase women's wrestling.
Yeah, those who don't. I get it. There's years ago where number one, there was a time where women couldn't even wrestle overseas. So if they were overseas in any capacity, the women were not allowed to be on card.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
a couple of years ago, they did allow them in Saudi Arabia, but they had to wear these long, big T-shirts. They couldn't wear their normal ring attire because they were women. So now to kind of see them actually just there in their normal attire, just treating it like any other event, it's big to people who know, right? If you don't know, you don't know,
Yeah,
but it's big for people who do know that change has happened because that's been something that took a long time actually.
yeah. and they're still working on the progress of change with that stuff. Like you said, I mean, when they've faced a lot of criticism, for myself included, about their deals with Saudi Arabia. Um, but you know what? With the first time they went to Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabia said no women, and now we've gotten to the point where we've actually done a show in Saudi Arabia with women wrestling, shows that there's progress there. So I mean, like you've got to take the good with the bad, and um, you know it is what it is.
Yeah, man, and they tell great stories. You've got 6 women in this match who all are great at storytelling. That's another point of wrestling that's changed a lot for women lately. Because there was a time where when you saw women's matches, bathroom snacks. If the women's match is on first, I can log in late. Doesn't really matter because it's the women's match. To now a point where, um, you know, they're athletes as well, and you're seeing it. They're
Yeah,
allowed to put on the show because let's not pretend that there weren't women back in the 80s and 90s that could actually wrestle. But it's just the way the product was presented at the time. They didn't have that opportunity. We're now at a point where
exactly.
we still have that women's revolution going on. It's just more underlying now, where they're allowed to do more. They main event WrestleMania. So there's a lot of things that women have been able to do, and they've been able to improve it to where you're more inclined to say, hey, I'm going to sit through this women's match and actually watch it.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I was excited for this match. I would have rather, I would have liked to have seen Bianca have a title match, in some way, shape, or form. But I
That makes
mean,
sense.
just the trio of Bailey and her new group, um, that was I was excited for this. So it's one of my more anticipated matches, just because you don't. I'm more interested in anticipating for the matches that I can't predict. There's a couple matches on this card where I can look at it and go, yeah, I know how that's going to end. You know,
It happens every pay per view.
it does. It does. I did a prediction video on this match yesterday, or on this event, not this match, but and I got Bailey's team winning this match. So
They actually do need to win after losing in the finals
the
of the
tag
women's championship match. Yeah, the tag team
the tag
champions.
team.
Yeah, so this is something that they definitely would need and would be more beneficial for them to get the win. So it makes a lot more sense for them to win, like you said.
It's crazy to see all of those. Um, it's crazy now to see all of the people that were let go for budget cuts, that are now coming back and being showcased.
Yeah, it kind of lets you realize that when you have someone in charge who isn't utilizing the talent properly, that's what you get.
Yeah, he. I don't know if you saw it or not, but Triple H did an interview with Ariel Hawani, not too long ago, just this past week. And it's I've seen a lot of clips. I haven't watched the full episode. Um, I've watched clips that have been posted online, and he said that he spoke to Vince, when the change of power was happening, and him and Vince always compared it to ice cream. That everybody loves ice cream, but there are certain people that like different flavors.
Hmm.
While you may like chocolate, I like vanilla, or I may like butterscotch or butter pecan or whatever. And he was saying that was pretty much Vince's advice to him, was now it's your turn to pick the flavors of ice cream. And
Makes
so,
sense.
yep, they did ask him in some capacity, Um, they did ask Hunter in some capacity, about uh, the change of direction at NXT, and Hunter gave a very corporate Vince answer. Um, you know, I've said I've said 100 times that I believe that the change of power was more of pushed than it was, you know, received with open arms. And I don't think it was as smooth as Hunter proclaimed it was in his interview.
Of course not. Of course not.
These transitions that
I mean, it can make sense though when you really think about it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's been some great transitions in this match with
I know Bayley's going to be doing a
with
lot of it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say there's been a lot of great transitions in this match. They just had a really smooth one with Io Sky, Dakota Kai, and um, uh, Alexa Bliss. Now Oscar getting in there, getting a hot tag.
Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, I mean, it's been a lot of just a chain wrestling I've been seeing. I've been seeing the women get kind of to a higher level, as far as especially the featured ones, the ones that are kind of like the upper mid card, and
Absolutely.
the top tier. They've been performing at a really high level, so I've been very impressed with it. And expected to see it continue. I mean, you're the opening match for goodness sake.
Yeah.
You got to set the tone. And boy, Alexa
So
Bliss can pick
one
a
of
beat
the
like not many other women can.
yeah, absolutely. And Oscar can give out a beating, unlike or not like a lot of women can either.
That is very true as well.
um, so one of the other things that I wanted to talk to you about, cool, is bringing it back to that Triple H interview with Ariel Helwani.
Hmm.
Ariel Helwani asked him about a few people. Two of the people that got brought up were Sasha Banks and Naomi. And Hunter had a real a real positive response about Sasha. There's a lot of talk that Sasha and Naomi are on their way back. What you think, man? You think we see a Sasha and Naomi tonight or today?
There's a possibility we'll see them today after the finals of the tag team tournament, but I'm thinking that they're going to appear um, at the next premium event or on Raw.
I think it's funny. Ever since SmackDown signed that big contract, or WWE signed that big contract with Fox for
Hmm.
SmackDown, I feel like SmackDown has been the flagship show, and Raw has been really, really lackluster.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I think I think you're going to see that it's going to start picking up to where Raw will kind of claim its place as the flagship show again, especially with the draft coming up. I'm interested to see what they do with this draft.
Yeah. I think with Naomi and Sasha, definitely they'll be back. I think you do have to find a way to boost Raw. It's a 3 hour show. One of the things is you got to have a larger roster for Raw, but you have to actually use the people. Raw's kind of fell into
Absolutely.
the whole we got an extra hour, but we still do the same things with the same people for a long time. You're starting to see a little difference now. But you think about like Karrion Cross, right? He's one of the guys that I always thought if you didn't try to make him like a Masters of the Universe type character when he got to the main roster, that you would have had no reason to get rid of him. But you did things to kind of to make him horrible, right? I mean, there's no nice way to put it. You did things to make people not care about him anymore, and then you got rid of him for that. But you're the ones who did that to him. You know, he
Yeah.
had a good, solid character. I think if someone has a character, they're doing everything they need to do. Let the character ride until it's no longer acceptable. Then, if people don't want to see it, that's one thing. But when people are watching it, people are wanting to see it. Why do we need to change it? And WWE in the past was really bad for that.
Absolutely.
And I hope stays out of that, that trap because it's really a trap. Don't do it.
Yeah, and I've always told everybody, what I like, or like I was a real big fan of what they did in 2016, 2017, 2018 with NXT.
Hmm.
If I could see more of that, I'd be okay with it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That was good quality pay per views, good quality television. It's a quality time frame for NXT, and even then, you could see the difference between Triple H running NXT and how that was being presented, and Raw and SmackDown. And that was definitely a huge difference. It should not have been same company, but it was a huge difference, and that's something that they don't need to have happen again. And I do want Bianca definitely to be defending the title more. I like to see every once in a while a women's title match on Raw, right? Or if we could actually get a champion on Raw, a Raw WWE Championship match, as well every once in a while. You have the time where you can have a match, and obviously not every week, but maybe once every 2-3 months. Just have one of those titles be defended on Raw as well to kind of help draw in viewers to the show. Because I do agree, it feels like SmackDown is kind of taking the lead.
Yeah, and another thing I'd like to see them do is minimize the quantity of these premium live events. Um, you know, uh, oh boy,
I knew it.
yep. And they pinned Bianca too, which is crazy.
Not surprised. And you kind of had to do that though. Like in a way, they had to do that. I hate it, but they had to.
Yeah, yeah. You talk about even pinning Bianca.
Mhm.
I mean, I,
Because
I
you
I
had to
knew
give them
they I knew they had to have
something back.
give them that power.
Yeah, you took too much from them, so you had to give them some of it back. So that's what they've done. They've given them that back. It's really crazy. But you do have to find a way to keep them hot. You can't keep them hot if they're losing.
Yeah, definitely. Give it. We got some comments in here. Kyle Edwards, appreciate you joining us, sir. He says this sets up Bailey versus Bianca. I agree.
Oh yeah.
Uh, Nathan says give us a sneak peek of the match. Um, would love to, Nathan, but would don't want to lose our live access. So
Yeah. 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 If that we could easily do without any repercussions, it would be a problem. But yeah.
hell yeah, man. I wish we could. I did it. I did it with an NFL game one time, and it was I got like a bunch of messages from some friends that were like, because I was just new to streaming, I had no idea, you know. So I did it one time,
Yes.
and they were like, "Yeah, no, bro, you can't do that." Man, I wish
It's crazy
I
what they're
wish.
doing.
Yeah, did you do you think that you think we'd be seeing a different program right now if Cody hadn't got injured?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, I'm convinced that Cody was the guy they wanted to beat Roman Reigns for one of those belts and take it back to Raw. So my thing is, and I've continued to, I don't know how they're going to pull it off of what they're doing now, is you need to separate the WWE and the Universal Championship. Um, I read some reports that obviously it makes 100% sense that the USA Network people are upset because they're like, we don't have a champ on the show every week.
Yeah.
I thought if you were going to unite them as they did, you should have put the belt on someone who was going to go to both shows. Should they, for anyone to ask out of anyone, get some more along the lines of, let's just not even do that. Let's keep the ability for you to kind of move between shows because we have some people they'll go to Raw, they'll go to SmackDown, they're on another show, and that's fine. But you still have a defined Raw champion, you still have a defined SmackDown champion, and a continental, United States tag team. The tag teams I don't have a problem with because the Usos do appear on both shows regularly. So them being undisputed champions, I don't have a problem with for the tag team belts because of that. But everybody else has been like more show specific. So that's why I think you need to split the championship. And I think the best way to do that would be with Theory. Because Theory has um, the Money in the Bank contract. Historically, the Money in the Bank contract was always for one championship. So if Triple H were to go back and retcon what he can do with it and say, hey, you can challenge for one of the belts. That's what that contract is for, one, not both of the belts. Or Adam Pearce comes out on an episode of Raw and says, hey, Theory, you can challenge for either one of the belts that you want, but you can't challenge for both. Right? So that way you get that back to where it needs to be. He finds a perfect moment. He takes one of the belts off Roman after he's been beaten pretty badly. Perfect place to do that would have been this show. And then you get a chance to split the championships. Roman Reigns is still your Universal Champion. He's still been that champ over 2 years now. But you get the other belt back so that we can get things going. And Nathan, we've had one match so far. It was a really good match between the women. Bayley beat Bianca. And I kind of expected that because you had to do something to keep the group relevant after they lost the tag team championships, which I think they will get, just didn't get them yet. They have WWE
Yeah.
has something else in mind first.
Yeah. They're showing right now the SummerSlam 1992 that the last time they had a premium live event at in the UK, and this is one of my favorite matches of all time. And it's funny because I'm not as big of a Bret Hart fan as I used to be. And Bret just recently did an interview where he said he had to carry Davey the whole time through this match.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised by that. That would not surprise me at all. That's why Hart's the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. Because he carries people.
Yeah, Nathan, they haven't done Seth and Riddle yet. Like I said, we've only had one match so far, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Bret, I'm excited for this match. I usually I don't say that very often about a Sheamus match, but I like Walter Gunther.
No, you
Sorry,
don't.
I'm still
It's Walter.
on the fence about.
Forget that. It's
Yeah.
Walter. Gunther is definitely that, sir, is ridiculous. Thing about Sheamus is like if you want someone to go out there with somebody and just beat each other up, that's your guy.
And I think we're going to get that this match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Gunther, the former Walter, has slimmed down quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
Sometimes I think like a little bit too much.
Yeah, I kind of thought the same thing. I think it's cool that they'll slim down, but when it's it's to the point where they look almost too thin. I don't know.
I am lagging, so I'm trying to watch.
Nathan says, "Who you betting on? Sheamus versus." Oh, you're fine.
Oh, what we got here? No, I want to hear. I'll respond to Nathan first.
I was just saying, he asked who you betting on, Sheamus or Gunther.
I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Gunther.
I'm going Gunther too.
Yeah, I'm going Gunther.
I wouldn't be surprised if they brought back the third member of Imperium that they left on NXT. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a very weird decision, but actually, I think they did.
I would like Imperium.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Yep, he did.
Yes, he did.
Oh, that's funny.
Wow, we're right ahead of the curve. It sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see him right here. It's crazy.
Nathan says, "Why Gunther?"
Wow. Well, the reason I picked Gunther is I say, man, to me, he's the guy that has more to lose if he loses the belt. Just loses a lot, doesn't really matter. He's been a multi-time champion. He can win, he can lose, it doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
I think for Gunther, you still want to get that run going. You want to give him some time with the belt. You want him to kind of solidify himself as one of those lone reigning intercontinental champions before you try what I think Triple H is going to do and elevate him. Key, what is up?
What's up, Key? Appreciate you joining us. We are watching WWE Clash at the Castle. Oh man, this is great.
And the reformation of Imperial.
Yeah, Imperial is
and
back.
He got the black coat. That's right, Key. I'm just gonna chalk that up to your autocorrect on your phone. I'm gonna chalk it up to that.
Yeah. Too many times.
He does have the black coat. I do love the black coat.
Too many times Key texted his old lady and said, "Give me some butter, some Imperial butter."
Oh man,
you're good. You're good.
You straight, Key.
So, guys, if you are watching, cool, and I greatly appreciate it. We're just sitting here chilling out, talking wrestling, watching Clash at the Castle. If you enjoy the content, make sure you hit that follow button and hit that share button. And while you're at it, hit that notification bell so you never, ever miss anything from the Sports Empire Network. We are out here grinding and grinding, man. So if you like any type of sports, no matter what it is, from the NFL all the way down to hockey, we're talking about it, and we're posting news articles about it. So
We don't.
so make sure you follow the Sports Empire Network.
Yeah, but if we don't have it now, it's coming.
Yep, you're gonna wish you did.
Yeah, yeah. Key. We were just talking about that earlier. This Gunther is crap. We need Imperium back, like we're getting now, and we need Walter. We need everybody to go back to their Imperium names and let's stop playing.
Yeah. There was a lot of people online that were like, why does it matter with the names? Why is it such a big deal with the names? And it's not a big deal. Like you know, I like Gunther. Whether he's Gunther, he's Walter, I like him. You know, but the problem is that you gave him, you made us you made us fall in love with these characters under this
Hmm.
name, and then you give them to us on a bigger stage and change the name, and
And dumb them
it's
down.
like, hey, yeah, and it's supposed to be the same person, the same character, just with a different name, and it's like, but why? It didn't make any sense. Like, make it make sense, way. um and
Right.
it didn't do it for me. So
And then, the name is big because, like you said, that's what he's been known as. That's what you've built the character as. You think about back in the day in wrestling, right? Even 10, 15 years ago. Heck, 5, 10 years ago. You didn't just change someone's name for no reason. We're looking at a guy
yeah,
they called Butch sitting on the outside being Sheamus's lackey. There was the bruiserweight Pete Dunne in NXT and NXT UK, the
yeah,
longest reigning and first NXT UK champion. A beast, a guy that can manipulate your joints, a guy that can beat you in so many ways. And he's finally starting to get back to his roots a little bit. I saw him hit a bitter ending last night, which I loved. He came with the old ring gear. So what we want, just allow the guy to be what we like. Don't take a guy that we liked already, repackaging him to something else, and then say, "Oh, accept him just like he's the other guy." Just leave
yeah,
what's not broken. Don't fix it if it's not broken.
exactly, exactly. There's no reason to do all that.
There really is not. Lagging here a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna take a few minutes here. Just hop off camera for a minute. I'm gonna try a different setup. Try to get this where I'm not lagging so much while I'm watching the matches.
You're good, brother. All right. Nathan says, okay, looks like I'm really missing out. Please recommend a site I could stream using. Peacock. Definitely, and turn on your volume a little. Nah, Nathan. I apologize, man. Like, it ain't like that. Like, that's a copyright thing, and we'll get kicked off alive. And we're not doing that, man. So if you want to watch it, I recommend going to Peacock, signing up for a free trial, and watching it that way. Definitely. Yeah, it looks like Walter's putting back on a little bit of weight, at least on the upper end. He's got small legs, man, but and it's crazy to see Walter Gunther, um, or it's crazy to see Sheamus get manhandled by somebody. Wow. So, guys, if you're still with us, we greatly appreciate you tuning in. We are watching Clash at the Castle, just kind of hanging out, talking about it. Um, let us know in the comments what you like, what you don't like about the show. We're watching Sheamus and Gunther right now um, tear each other apart. Actually, to be honest with you, it's been a lot of Gunther um, on offense. He's got Sheamus locked in a Boston Crab right now. Oh my gosh, he is slapping the sweat off of Sheamus's back, and Sheamus's chest is nuts. You can see the blood coming up on the skin from the chops from Gunther. Whew. The fans are super behind Sheamus right now. So
All right, I think I might be good here.
good.
So
Good to
Seamus
have
is
you
getting
back, sir.
appreciate Seamus is getting dealt with over there. It sounds
Sheamus
like.
is getting worked, my friend. It's crazy. I was just commenting while you were gone. I don't think I've ever seen Sheamus get manhandled like this.
Oh, that means they're playing like the baby face.
Yep. And yeah, and right before you jumped in, I said it sounds like him and Gunther were trading shots, and the fans were cheering when Sheamus hit Gunther, and then booing when Gunther hit Sheamus. So
Yep. Had to get a
on
fan something.
yeah, like hey, this is cool, but I think for this big of a crowd, and the story behind they haven't been in the UK for a pay-per-view or premium live event in 30 years or so. I feel like this should have been one of the big four, a SummerSlam or Survivor Series.
I can't disagree with you there. Even
Yeah.
Michael Cole agrees.
Yep.
And when Michael Cole agrees, that's hilarious. Every time I see Michael Cole, I think about when he was the voice of the anonymous GM.
Yeah, showed up to WrestleMania to wrestle Jerry the King Lawler in that god awful green or orange wrestling get up.
Yeah, so many bad moments for Michael Cole,
Yeah, poor guy.
but hey, he's still there getting that big check.
Absolutely.
But nobody got treated worse than the coach.
Oh yeah.
The Rock did the coach horrible.
All the time.
It was hilarious. It did make for great TV, though. I have to admit.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, hopefully this will be better.
One of my favorite Rock promos is the one where he asked Coach. He's like, you jam, and then he's like, let the Rock guess what you jam to. A little DMX, a little Busta Rhymes, and then Coach was like, Barry Manilow, and then he's like, what'd you say? And he said Barry Manilow.
That was
Do you want to see the Coach do the Charleston?
yeah.
Get your monkey ass out of the Rock screen.
He called him a hermaphrodite so many times.
Yeah.
That's just crazy.
That was his favorite nickname to Kevin Kelly too. Was
Yeah,
hermaphrodite. Yeah.
yeah.
Kevin Kelly's killing it over there in New Japan.
Oh yeah, he is. Yep.
Oh wow. He's did you see that knee from the top rope?
I'm still lagging a
Laying it
bit,
right.
but it's a little bit better than it was for the stream. But that's okay. I think I'm fine now. Just gotta straighten itself out.
Yeah, I need to move my stream downstairs closer to my modem. The only problem is my laptop. My laptop doesn't hardwire connect.
Oh yeah, yeah. It may just be my internet, which is weird because I'm fine on here, but when I got another device, because I figured maybe if I split it to another device, the one I was using, maybe that'll help. So we'll see. If not, I can clearly hear what's going on with yours, and I've watched enough WWE that I'll be fine either way. Obviously, want to see it if possible, but hey, we don't always get what we want. We want it. Fabulous. You know, of course, whenever you're doing things live, there's always some kind of something that happens. Wouldn't be right if it didn't.
I'm gonna step away for a second, sir, and I'll be right back.
No problem. I think I might be able to see now. I might be behind, but I might actually be able to see. So, good people, we have an enthralling match here with Sheamus and Gunther. For those of you that are watching, who do you think? Who do you think is going to win this match? Right, we can sit and talk about it all day, which we did say, who we thought was going to win, but who do you guys think is going to win? This is a Intercontinental Championship match. The argument can be made for Sheamus just based off a couple of things. Number one, the fact that simply we're in this country, right? There's a lot of people cheering for him. They knew he was going to be the babyface. There's no way they didn't anticipate that ahead of time. So you just kind of never know But what you do know is that the biggest thing now that I see as a difference is we're starting to see better storytelling. We're starting to see something that you really say, okay, cool. I want to see this. I want to watch this. This is interesting. Versus, a while ago, we were starting to see the same boring things all the time. It wasn't exciting. It wasn't anything that people cared about. They're taking that piece out of it. Vince was kind of just doing whatever he thought should happen, and you know, Vince McMahon is a great mind. So let me not make people think that I feel otherwise about Vince McMahon. But Vince McMahon's time is up. You know, it was just time for a change. All right, so I've gone through with the cover. Oh, Sheamus pops out of it. Gunther's a little frustrated. I finally gotten myself straightened out, guys. So we're good to go. I have everything set up. I just have to switch up things a little bit. Seems to be working a lot better now. And looks like a good match. See if we get us some volume here. And we're good to go. Still going in and out a little, but better as far as seeing what's happening. But yeah, back to what I was saying. It's just a much better product now overall. We're seeing things that make sense, not just any old thing. By the way, I love the graphic that's over top of the ring, like the castle. Um, it's got a good look to it, very unique. I do think it could have been a big four pay-per-view, and hopefully we do get that, as Chase was saying, in the future, because that's important as well to growing the WWE, back overseas as well. Because think about COVID, a lot of things could not happen due to that. So we're starting to get back to what we were before that, and doing shows overseas, doing some type of thing like this, at least if nothing else, is a positive. So that's a move in the correct direction that we want to go. This match, man, for what I was able to see, even while I was having some issues, with connectivity and things, seems to be pretty exciting. It's a good match. It's kind of like I was predicting beforehand. This is Sheamus, and I'm just gonna say Walter. You can say Gunther if you want. I'm gonna say Walter. Sheamus and Walter just having a good Donnybrook. I haven't seen anyone get kicked in their solar plexus or anyone a mud hole stumped anyone and walk dry, but decent match nonetheless. Let's see what we're gonna get here. Yeah, Sheamus and Walter have been uh, putting each other through the ringer. The Celtic Cross. Walter even kicked out of that. Tried to pin him. Still didn't work. Still not enough. And I will say, a little off topic, but still within the wrestling thing. False finishes have gotten to be too normal. We need to unnormalize that. We don't need a false finish, 7 false finishes a match. I get it in the big title matches and things, and we have two like gigantic guys square off, but you get desensitized to it if you see it too much. It's like anything else. Sometimes you put a guy in your finisher, you finish him, you know. Sometimes you put a guy in his finisher, he kicks out. Sometimes there's some type of interference that forces it, but it needs to be unique. It can't be the same thing over and over. Are we going for another Celtic cross here by Sheamus? Let's see if he can hit this. He's got him. Oh. Or maybe I'm a little behind here. It looks like a second Celtic cross, unless got tricked here. I think I did. I think I did. So, ladies and gentlemen, whether you wanted it or not, you have gotten Gunther continuing as the Intercontinental Champion, which makes sense. The whole thing with what Triple H is doing is he's attempting to build guys up. Because here's the problem that WWE has, true enough and honestly, you don't have enough guys built. So you got this match between Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre. Well, whoever wins that match, who's the next guy on SmackDown that's going to step up um, to fight? Whoever wins this match. That's the thing. There's not guys that are like upper mid card that you can say, you know what, man, we're just going to bring you up, and then we're going to do it from there. We don't have those guys. They have to get those guys. And building guys up this way, using the Intercontinental Championship, giving it some prestige back makes sense. Switching the belt too soon does not work. Gunther took his head off, by the way, if you didn't see it live. He took Sheamus' head off and with one of his lariats and one with his Imperial brethren. And they are calling them Imperium again. So that's great. So hopefully they get their names back. Hopefully Gunther gets back to Walter. And we see this dominance that was Imperium on the main roster. But if they do change their names, I don't care about that as much as long as they keep Imperium and they're back to kind of who they were. And that's a big theme I'm seeing throughout guys brought back or guys that were elevated and things were changed about them. Matt Riddle is back to Matt Riddle. He's no longer Riddle. Riddle does not sound like a wrestling name. Theory does not sound like a wrestling name. You might want to keep it according to some reports I read, but I think Austin Theory makes more sense for a wrestler than Theory. There's just a lot of just small, subtle changes that you're now seeing that should bode well long term. Don't always sometimes go with the underdog. Sometimes go with the guy that you don't want to win but makes the most sense. And sometimes shock us. Always keep us guessing. Don't ever let us fans, the internet smarks and all those people, don't ever let everybody make your decisions. You sometimes make the decision that you want to make knowing that it may not be as popular. And that's
Absolutely.
where we got to be. And that's where we got to be. Yeah, Sheamus he fought hard, but Walter got him.
Yep, I saw that. They said there's talk about the third brother showing up tonight.
That would be this would be a good place for him to show up and help Roman maintain his championship.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I really like the Usos in or out of the bloodline. I think they bring different aspects of what they do. They're kind of like a better version of the Young Bucks to me, with the way that they strike super kicks, with the athleticism, more powerful, more agile. And they've been around a long time. It's crazy to think about how long they were there when they did nothing and who they are now. It's kind of crazy. It's like the New Day.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. It was funny. They talked about that there was a time period where somebody came up to them and said, "Hey, like dial it back. You're giving out too much. You're giving out too much. You need to dial it back." And since they did, it's almost like it had elevated them.
Mhm. I see with the tag team champs, you got to get those belts off of them too. Eventually, you got to get them off the Usos. Like I said, they can keep them longer, but eventually, you got to get the belts separated again. Because if not, what's the point in having individual shows? just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I've always been of the opinion, if you're gonna have the brand split, then split them. But if you're
Hmm.
not going to utilize the brand split and you're going to ignore the brand split, then let's just go back to one champion and two shows, like it was in the Attitude Era. But if you're
Well, you know,
not going to do that, then let's do the draft. Let's do the brand split the right way.
the reason that they can't go back to one championship, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, USA is not having that.
yeah.
So I don't have a. So my thing is, I love the fact that you didn't try to do some stupid explanation for the brand split. It's happening. It is what it is. Let's roll with it. You didn't try to, do something to be like, oh yeah, the brand split is in place because of this or because of that. Let's just acknowledge we know what's happening and let's roll with it. Um, so I kind of like that fact. I
Yeah.
do think it is silly to have one show, have one belt, and then the other show have the other belt, and then you combine them. Like I thought even from the beginning, the concept of doing it was not a good concept. When they did the unification at WrestleMania, I'm like, wow, there is no reason for it.
Like I said, I was cool with it if that was the route they wanted to go. But if there's still a brand split, I think there needs to be two champions.
And they could never let it be one champ. That's the thing. You never could let it be one champ because, again, um, it's hard to ask one person to be on two shows a week every week.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so it doesn't make sense. And both shows do need a champion because, again, there is a brand split in place. Ugh. Thinks about that time. Ugh. My buddy out here
Whoop
for a
whoop
little bit.
whoop whoop. The champ is
Come
here.
with us a little bit. I'll do like Tommaso Ciampa, call him Goldie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that NXT Worlds Collide pay per view may end up being really good too.
Yeah.
I
They
need to
they're
see
starting to they're
premium
starting
live for that.
to yeah, they're starting to utilize that show a little bit more. So,
Funny how
and
that
they've
happens when Triple H gets in charge, huh?
yeah.
Real funny how that happens.
You think Shayna wins this one?
If Shayna doesn't win, it's by crook. There's no way that you can tell me that Shayna Baszler cannot beat, what I'm saying, Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
Now, there's ways you could have it like a sneak roll up, some type of interference from someone or something like that, or Mandy Rose runs away. I mean, excuse me, Liv Morgan runs away. But in a straight up wrestling match for a championship, there's no way you could tell me that she can beat Shayna Baszler, a motivated Shayna Baszler. And that's crazy that people believe that. Talking about suspended reality.
Oh yeah. So I'm curious to see if Ronda plays a role tonight in any way, shape, or form.
Now she could. She could be the reason
Yeah.
why Liv keeps the belt because she could say, I'm beating Liv for the championship, not you.
Yep.
But without any of
Look.
that happening, I don't see how that wins.
It's crazy to see another UFC fighter on WWE TV besides Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. Tyson Fury is supposed to be there too.
Yeah, I think they showed him at the very beginning, didn't they?
I believe so. That's what I was still
Yeah,
figuring out here.
definitely.
I just want to say the change in the suspension for Ronda Rousey, the way they did that storyline was awful. But I think it was necessary just to get past it. But it was atrocious.
Absolutely.
11, and then she goes and assaults another authority figure. It's crazy. It's very crazy.
Yeah, like I like um uh I like like I like when they make Ronda and all those MMA people look, you know, really strong, but some of it's a little ridiculous. Like, Adam Pierce was a badass on the independent wrestling scene. Like, so for him to get manhandled by Ronda Rousey irritates me just a small bit.
Yeah,
Um,
it calls for suspension of reality too much.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then when Charlotte Flair, when she was facing Ronda and she did that to Drew Gulak, like, come on, like Drew's a technical submission machine. Like, so for Charlotte to show up on TV and beat the dog crap out of him, it's ridiculous.
They did it to Drew again last night
Yep.
because Karrion Cross definitely treated him like a nobody.
Yep. All right, here we go.
Yeah, that Karafuda clutch is very deadly. I think honestly, we talk about Ronda Rousey as the baddest woman in the world, but I think Shayna Baszler is more dangerous.
Absolutely. That move she just did. It's funny. That Liv Morgan just did. Uh, I don't know if you saw on social media, but she was sparring a little bit with Matt Riddle, and Matt Riddle taught her that exact transition.
Well, according to Seth Rollins, Matt Riddle's wife left him and took the kids, so he is single. So
There
maybe
you
he's
go.
got his eyes on the women's champ.
on the prowl, scouting out the competition.
Hey, you know, gotta do what you gotta do.
Got to get in where you fit in, my friend.
Absolutely. Hey, Matt Riddle definitely agrees with us.
Michael Cole.
Michael Cole's a funny guy. The best part about Michael Cole is he has so many opinions, right? But he's been a good guy, a bad guy. As an announcer, he's been a heel, a flunky, a doofus, a wannabe tough guy, delusional. He's ran the scope. Got to give him that,
Oh yeah.
if nothing else.
Yeah, I mean we're coming up on 20. We're coming up on 25 years that he's been, you know, been the commentary voice for WWE.
and that's a long time, and that is crazy,
Yep.
but impressive at the same time.
Yeah, especially if if you know like how the how the upper management, Vince treated the commentators.
Yeah,
It's just crazy to think that Michael Cole lasted that long.
yeah, yeah. Vince did not care, as we were talking about earlier, the way he let the coach be treated.
Yeah.
Lillian Garcia got ticked for a while and left. So many guys, were commentators and gals. They ended up leaving just because of how the politics and everything worked.
Yeah, they there was a report that somebody said that like he'd scream at you right in the microphone, like in the headset if you screwed up on commentary. Like somebody said professional wrestling one time, and then they heard Vince going, bleep 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 f this you f an idiot,
I think I remember hearing
and
about
it's
that. Yeah,
yeah, and it's like man, like so then when you see guys like Michael Cole who have stood the test of time and probably been put through the ringer, you know.
yeah. Just makes it all that more impressive that they were able to deal with it. Got to be a right personality.
Yep. Yeah, man. I like I said, it takes a special type of person. I've been the type of guy, on the receiving end of those at jobs, um, and obviously not anymore. But yeah, I don't know if I could take somebody yelling at me like that on the job.
Yeah, I've had jobs where someone yelled at me like that, and I'm no longer at those jobs.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Long story short.
That yeah, no, when I was younger, man, I thought like I was younger, I was naive. I grew up. I was the baby in my family. My brother and sister are 14, 15 years older than me, so my mom was real old school. So my mom was shut up, go to work, and do your job, and do what you're told. And to a certain
Hmm.
extent, you know, yes, but after about the fourth time of being called, an effing idiot, it was like, yeah, no, I'm out. This ain't for me.
Yeah, I may have went more along the lines of reminding them of how I felt about them
Yeah, yeah,
and my thoughts of
absolutely.
them. Since they were giving me their thoughts on me, I felt it was an appropriate time for me to also convey the same information. And that was normally my last day.
It was better off that way, anyways.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Pretty much.
you know, uh, it, I'm obviously on the internet, read a lot of social media with wrestling fans. Um, there was a big group of people that were upset at Liv's um, Money in the Bank win because she made it very obvious. I guess in her entrance, I don't know exactly. I guess she was smiling a lot in the entrance and kind of had like a big glow to her. So it made it obvious that she was going to win. There were some wrestling fans upset about that. Um, I don't know if they had a talk with her or if you can guess how this match ends. But she didn't come out with that same spunk, that same you know happiness. So
Yeah. I mean, I think the people that want to complain, they find anything to complain about.
oh
Doesn't
yeah,
matter. Them
absolutely.
out. right? It doesn't matter
Yeah.
if she came out a little extra spunky. She probably knew she was going to win, but at the end of the day, she's supposed to be this happy, spunky character anyway.
Wrestling fans are fickle, my friend.
Oh yeah,
Extremely fickle.
love you for 15 seconds and hate you for 10 years.
Yep. Everybody wanted Liv to win, and then when she didn't, when Bianca won again, everybody got upset. So then when they decided to put the strap on Liv, then everybody turned on Liv real quick.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh. Okay. I thought that was going to be it.
It was quite vicious.
Are we pretty in sync?
We're not, but that's I probably need to update my my Chrome browser probably. That's why we're not in sync.
Oh, you're good, man.
But I can hear what's going on with yours. I'm not too far behind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want it to be too loud.
Oh yeah, you're good. You can make it louder. It's not a problem.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, you can almost see it in your head, right? If you've watched so much, if you can hear it, you really can kind of
Yep.
almost see it in your head.
Back in the day, bro, before digital cable, you
Yeah,
put the TV on channel 99 and just listen to it.
exactly, exactly. With the antenna made out of a coat hanger.
Yep.
Yeah, those were the days.
Yep. Oh man. Eh,
Estuardo. All I can say is Hola Estuardo. And
yeah.
that's about as much as I'll be able to give you.
Yeah.
But we do
Uh,
appreciate you watching.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. Yeah, man. I used to beg my mom, man. Like, can you call the cable company and order tonight's pay per view? No, you can listen to it. That's good enough.
Right.
No, it's not.
Yeah, man. Parents were not for that. And I think it's funny, man. As parents, a lot of us, we're who we wanted our parents to be as kids, which is actually not good.
Yeah, that's right. Oh,
Yeah, I heard it.
clean.
So I do say I do say this. I tell people this all the time. Whenever you're watching WWE, AEW, New Japan, Impact,
Yeah.
whatever you're watching, there's a certain suspense of reality that you have to kind of put yourself in the mentality of, right? Because there's things that's going to happen that you're going to be like, what in the world? But yeah, you just have to acknowledge the suspense of reality that comes along with it.
Yeah. I'm shocked. I did not, especially with Hunter in
Hmm.
creative, and I know Hunter's real big on those legit fighters. I did not expect to see Liv Morgan straight up beat
Yeah,
Shayna Baszler.
yeah, I expected to see Liv win, but I thought it would be like some kind of roll up, quick roll
Yep.
up or something like that. But yeah, so I guess it's a build for Liv coming as well. I mean, it's not a bad thing.
No,
Like
definitely not.
people want these underdogs to be champs, but then they want to be champ for like a month. That's not a
Yeah.
good thing. No, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
Right? Then you go on to the next underdog you want, and it doesn't work that way. Like you got to get
The
behind
story.
someone,
Yeah, the story
and
becomes too
roll with them.
predictable then.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But her winning again, I think cleanly winning, not winning, but cleanly winning, is the big story.
Yeah. Definitely.
And we're gonna take a break there, buddy, since that championship match is over, and he'll be back for the main event.
Extreme Rules.
I'm excited for them to use this pay per view to build towards other things. I would like to see them replace some of the pay per views have gotten stale, and do some of these
Yes.
different things. So
Yes. I'm not a fan of the I'm not a fan of the gimmicked pay per views. I would
yeah,
be a fan of the gimmick pay per views. Like, okay, Extreme Rules. Let's make an Extreme Rules pay per view. But I want every single match on the pay per view or on the
to
premium
have some
live
type of
event
extreme
to be Extreme
rule.
Rules.
Yeah,
Yep,
it's like a tables
in some way,
match.
shape, or form.
A
Yep.
tables match, a
If you're
ladders
gonna
match,
call if you're gonna call an event TLC, then every match needs to be a TLC match.
and that's why you
Um,
shouldn't do it. You could do these at any
exactly.
pay per view. You could come
Yep.
up on Royal Rumble and say we're going to do a TLC match. You
Yep.
don't need a pay per view for it.
Exactly.
Hell in a Cell doesn't
Exactly.
need a pay per view because you're
No,
not going to do
it
all the
doesn't.
matches in Hell in a Cell. That's
Yeah.
just the match that you do at certain pay per views.
Yep.
So what we're really saying, WWE, is why you're hiring all these writers that are costing you all this money. Much
It
cheaper.
should have been done a long time ago.
Much cheaper. Got
Yeah.
you. We got you.
Yeah. All I want is just throw me a bone every once in a while. When you come to
Yeah.
Kansas City, I just want third row seats.
And a couple of signed
Yeah.
shirts, maybe a
Yeah.
belt or two. Yeah, yeah. Get my collection up. Still want the Undisputed version 2. And I want the Ultimate Warrior. So I had a chance some years ago. I'm really upset with myself because I ended up missing out on it. I found a place that was selling the Ultimate Warrior um, WWE Championship, the baby blue belt one. It was like, I think, clearance for like 150. This is like many years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get it. Actually, no, it was 199, but it was still like 199. And I was like, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. And then when I went to get it, because I was like, I'm gonna wait to payday and just get it when I get paid. I waited to payday. They were sold out. And it was like right before WrestleMania. And I was going to WrestleMania that year. Very disappointed. Very disappointed.
So I got one for this next match. I got a couple things. If Judgment Day doesn't win, they need to be split up
Hmm.
because they've been sunk to mediocrity. The second thing, I think Dom joins them and
Yes,
turns on Ray.
they need a new member. I think Dom is the perfect new member. And I think we need Rhea to start her conquest of the women's division.
Yeah.
Because if she's out here handling the men and fighting with men, then we can put her in the women's division and she should be able to take over pretty easily.
Yep.
So I think it's time to do that. Yeah, Judgment Day has the win. I think Dom turning on Ray and Edge will be the spark for the Judgment Day.
Yep. Or an even bigger swerve, I think, would be Edge and Dom turning back.
That would be a huge swerve if this
Yep.
was all a big play just to get rid of
Yep.
Rey Mysterio. What I want to see one time is I want to see a faction on multiple shows. I want to see a faction that has Raw and SmackDown superstars.
And they slowly start taking over.
Hmm. I would love to see that. Doubt we ever will because it's too creative, but I'd love to see it. Yeah, don't forget tomorrow, good people, Worlds Collide.
That's
It's
right.
going to be on, so it's going to be exciting to watch as well.
How long? How long until you think? How long do you think it is until Braun Breaker gets the call up?
I've been thinking about it actually. So he's the one person that I wouldn't mind if they change his name.
Yeah, I think it would be great for him.
Hmm.
I think if he came up to the main roster and was Braun Steiner,
Yep.
I think it would be huge for him.
Yep. Yeah, I think you got to make him a Steiner.
Yeah, you have to. It was
Yeah.
it was it was ignorant. It was ignorant not to in the first place.
Yep.
I think his star power would have been much bigger if they'd have had that name.
Yep. And then you'll end up with him being Mike McGillicuddy has slash Curtis Axel.
Yeah, poor Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas. Poor both of those guys.
Yeah.
I was really hoping that they would have done something where Bray brought him in as like a protege.
I really was too.
Yeah.
Could have actually brought them both in and had them be your tag team.
Yep.
But yeah, how do you not? And I'm sure he tried to pitch something for his brother, but how do you not let him bring his
Oh
brother?
yeah. Yeah.
We were joking around, me and one of my buddies, and we were saying how he could have been Clay Wyatt
I love it.
and Clay,
I love it.
and then he could add his own like version of the Fiend. They could say it was a family curse.
Yeah.
We had thought of the whole thing for it, man, and it was better than what they ended up doing with the Fiend. That's the sad part about it.
Yeah.
You made him too invincible to begin with, and then you made him just weak.
Yeah, like, I mean, like, it's fun. It's just weird to me, man. Like, it's not hard. It's really not. There was no reason um, why he couldn't have been booked properly.
Yeah,
And then they screwed up real big when they screwed up real big at that Hell in a Cell match when they disqualified him. I thought that was the turn, the nail in the coffin.
yeah. But they messed up with the Wyatt family a few times as well.
Oh,
Bringing in Randy
absolutely.
Orton and um, Daniel Bryan. I have to remember which name is which. Daniel Bryan
Yeah,
uh, and some other, those guys into the Wyatt family. They didn't belong there.
they didn't, but those those were decent stories that just didn't have huge payoffs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Brian did because Brian that that program with the Wyatt family pushed Brian into
It
WrestleMania
reinvigorated
30.
them. Yeah, it
Yeah,
reinvigorated. Sure.
and the Orton thing I thought was a decent story. Um, but the match was just god awful.
And then the whole her soul is now in Bray and Bray's sister Abigail too.
Yes.
That was
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
That was horrible.
Yep.
I had higher expectations. Still do have higher expectations, and I hope that they don't let me down again.
Yep.
But I, of course, fear that they will because they are WWE, and that's what they do.
Like I said, I'm hoping with new head of creative, I'm hoping that it changes and
So I completely agree. I'm just more along the lines of, yeah, I do hope it changes, but it's not going to be what we all want. Like that's the thing
Yeah.
I'm trying to remind myself. We're not going to get
Yeah.
everything.
Because everything you want might not be everything that everybody else wants.
Yeah.
Man, that crowd is hot.
It is. See, I love factions. Right. I like using factions to increase lesser stars and kind of make them those upper mid card guys. So I love factions and them doing that with factions. So I'm one of those faction guys. Like I'm like, create a faction. Like, give us a faction.
Yeah.
Like we got like 5 guys that suck. I'm like, we'll just throw 4 of them in a faction together with at least one female and let's go.
Nexus.
Yeah. Nexus did have a lot of really good possible big players. They never got there, but
Oh yeah.
there. So that's a little disappointing too, but it is what it is on that as well. Be a Judgment Day kind of has the win. They are backed into the proverbial wall, but I do feel like Dominic is going to turn on them. I definitely feel like that.
Yeah. So him and Dominic can have a program before he retires.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he's got to retire soon. I mean, you can only wrestle for so long.
Yeah.
Especially the style Ray's had to do due to his size. Can't expect this guy to wrestle like that.
No, absolutely not.
Try something else here. I'm always trying a way to. I like the Judgment Day idea, though. It just needs to be. You actually need to do something with it. Expand your ranks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see if this works.
And I know Hunter, sees Finn as a main event guy. And that helps out a lot too. When the guy writing the program sees the guys as more than just small nobodies.
Yeah, it does help a lot. And the fact that he was the first Universal Champion just couldn't stay healthy. Just got hurt at the wrong time. Thanks to Seth Rollins.
That's right. It's crazy that Ray is still in the ring, man.
It's almost unbelievable. Almost unbelievable. It's a testament, man. We talk a lot about different people and their longevity. A lot of people don't talk about Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, and what's crazy is that people questioned his longevity for the longest time because there was a time period for a few years where he couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah.
And so people questioned his longevity then, and here he is still. I mean, it's crazy.
I mean, I look at it and I say, I don't expect him to stay completely healthy, right? Because, and then you work in the land of a giants and you're a mini me. It's just,
Yeah.
It doesn't take a lot, I don't think, to get injured when you're a guy like Rey Mysterio. But the fact that he's stuck through it, he's came back from all those injuries. He's done whatever the company's asked of him. I mean, he's been in some horrible stories and he's made them work. So
Yeah, absolutely.
like that story with him and his daughter and Buddy Murphy was terrible.
Yeah. The eyeball,
Yeah,
like, dude, come on. That was probably one of the worst TV things that they've had in quite some time.
yeah, they should have tried that at a house show first, and no, not to do that.
Yeah.
We need a dominant Judgment Day win with a turn by Dominic. That's my that is my prediction. Sure to go wrong.
I'm not a huge Damian Priest fan. I like him, but like I said, I'm not a huge fan of him. But I do like his little nods to Kevin Nash and Scott Hall on his
Yeah,
ring gear. He
yeah,
said Kevin Nash and Scott Hall were two big influences to him growing up. So
I can believe that. What if Bad Bunny comes back and joins the Judgment Day?
I think it'd be cool if they did like a celebrity match between Bad Bunny and Logan Paul.
Yeah, I was thinking actually that too. Those the thing is Logan Paul. I mean, not a great wrestler, but for the amount of time that he
Yeah,
trained and everything, he put a match just as good, if not better, than a lot of guys that do it every week.
exactly.
Bad Bunny had an amazing match. He really took doing it seriously and trained hard and got prepared. If you're gonna come into wrestling, you got to be prepared. Did you see the video about Dwight Howard, him trying out?
Yeah, I did.
He actually did
Uh,
well, I thought, as far as the
yeah,
promo went.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, and you know, he's the right stature for it.
Hmm.
Um, you know, I think it'd be cool to see him do something at WrestleMania or something like that.
It'd be even cooler if he was signed and actually like a NXT superstar
Yeah,
or sports entertainer.
yeah.
We get to see him on a premium live event in the future. WWE is killing me with these name changes. Premium live
I
event.
know. It was weird. I mean, like, I understand where they're coming from. Like, it's not pay per view anymore. You know, like like who pays $60 for the pay per views?
I
You
don't know,
either
right?
have it, yeah, you either have it on Peacock or you have it on the network. And so I understand that aspect of it, but why try to force your name change on everybody? It's just weird.
Yeah, because I heard it, and I was like, "Don't it mean pay per view?" That's the
Yeah,
first I thought when I heard it.
yeah.
It's like, you really gonna do this, guys? This is what you're gonna do. Apparently, that is what they're gonna do.
He spit right on him. That was gross.
That is disgusting.
Yeah.
I'm just ready to see what Dominic's gonna do.
Yeah.
This should be our first interference for the night. I mean, we kind of know the Usos are gonna intervene in the championship match. We know that.
Yeah. And part of me wonders if for that reason, if they won't, if they'll wait to have Dom turn, let him let it cause bigger tension between him and Ray by saying, hey, you picked Edge and it should have been me.
Yeah. It
That's the
definitely
only.
seems like at least the seeds for that were planted
Yeah.
this past week. So yeah.
Even when the match was announced, him and Edge were fighting in the hallway about it, and and all that stuff. So, and Edge just kind of acted, kind of stayed back on it. So I also thought about possibly doing it to where Edge had it planned like that all along to cause tension between Ray and Dominic,
And ends
and
up going back to the Judgment Day.
yeah.
Could possibly happen.
I feel like they got to do something, not big, but just something kind of like shock and awe,
Or
because
yeah, or they could put AJ Styles in the Judgment Day. That would be a good move.
yeah, it's not that I don't think Finn can do it. It's just my issue. My issue is that you made Finn look like he was the lesser of the group, and then brought him in, and now are trying to make us believe like he's the leader that's going to take out the old leader and beat all these high profile guys.
Yeah,
So I
with
feel
only
like they
Damian
need
Priest.
something. Yeah, and especially the way you've built, the way they were billed and were booked before Edge came back. Before SummerSlam. So it was like, okay, I need something to excite me about them again.
Yeah, they need some more members. They keep saying that there's going to be new members. You have to deliver,
Yep.
and we can always go back to when they had Ray and Dominic said he joined, but then they were like, "No, you can't join now." After he actually did join, and he's just been kind of helping them get to Ray the whole time.
Yep.
You go that angle as well. Or you could find a way to make doubt creep into Rey Mysterio's mind and use that to turn Dominic to the Judgment Day too.
Yeah. Like I said, just something or anything to kind of get me excited again for
Yeah, you got to
this.
reinvest me. You remove my investment, so you got to reinvest me. You got to make me believe again, and that's what's important. Make us believe. Yeah,
Like,
Finn should be contending for world championships. You know, what we really need since he's in the Judgment Day now. We need the Demon back.
yeah,
That's what we need.
yeah. I'd like to see Demon Finn more than what we have seen him.
Yeah, because Demon Finn. Yeah,
That was a great spot. Wow. I love it when they do that kind of stuff to Ray.
I just want to say it's funny how it looks like Ray's got on some cowboy boots. He's wrestling in.
Yeah.
Those are not. That's not it, Ray. Got chills from Edge of 619.
Yep.
Yeah, that was
He's
like a
got you.
12:38. It was so slow.
Oh my God.
Uh,
All hell's breaking loose.
Of course, you know what's going to happen.
Yup.
Yeah, Rhea seems to have some kind of control over Dominic too, some kind of eerie power.
Oh. Oh wow. That did not look good.
So, the match is going to be brutal though. It's going to be that Matt Riddle,
Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins match,
Yeah.
Seth freaking Rollins match. Excuse me. I want to forget his
Yep.
name. Seth freaking Rollins.
Uh-oh. There it is. Yeah. That spear was brutal.
Yeah, it just gives you a pretty brutal spear. That's for sure. Especially if you think you know him.
Yeah. That dive to the outside uh that hit Rhea and she bounced her head off the rail. That looked brutal.
619. And Rhea's been hurt too recently. She hasn't been staying the healthiest. Hate to see her, be injured and lose any time. But she's just starting to get back in. I need her to just go ahead and dominate the women's division and get the women's belt.
Oh.
All right, I'm froze for a second. What happened?
Dom kicked Edge in the nuts. And now Ray is pleading with
There we
Dom.
go.
Here it comes.
Gave him what I mean.
Oh,
My buddy like
there
the
it is.
Undertaking.
There it is. Damn, bro. Dom just went full hit. Oh my god. they got the Judgment Day laying on the ground laughing at Ray and Edge. That was too much, man. That was way too much. Damn, dude, huge heel turn for Dom. He turned on Edge, then turned on Ray.
Yeah.
I thought we just get one tonight. In fact, I wasn't even sure if we'd get one.
Well, I figured we would get Dom because they've been kind of working up to that for a while. They've been building up to it,
Yeah,
but you never know they're going
but
to
it's
actually.
when Edge and Mysterio won. Is that me or?
They'll
Hey, Chad, am I dead or?
got some stuff out on the dirt sheets tonight.
Frank said, "Damn, Dom finally made the choice."
Yep.
Cameron said, "This is how Dom unlocks his full potential."
Hopefully, and he can get rid of that ridiculous mullet. I don't see you being a judge today with a mullet. That was the perfect way to handle that, though. So, not shocked that they did that. Not shocked at all.
Neither am I, sir.
Yeah, we called it before the match. So it's definitely nothing new to us. Just paying attention. That's all it took. And the thing is, if Vince was still in charge, it might have dragged out for another 3 months, and then they decided not to do it.
Yeah, Frank says, "No, not shocked. We saw that one coming Monday."
So that
Yeah,
would
like I
come
said,
in. We should have saw that
they
one
play.
coming
Yeah,
a few months ago.
they've been planting the seeds for it.
Yeah, this is a super slow play. It's maybe one of the slowest plays I've ever seen WWE do, which leads me to believe Vince would have still been slow playing it months from now. Just those little creative changes, man. Just those little bits of let's just go ahead and do it. It makes sense instead of we're gonna drag it out until people don't expect it anymore, and then we'll do it when no one cares. Yeah, that's how you get people to watch. Yeah,
That'll keep them invested.
not necessarily, sir. Not necessarily.
Yep.
Good old Vince. In some ways, I do miss the ridiculously awkward, incorrect storytelling, but not that much.
No, I'm definitely not missing that at all.
Yeah, this is my
Now wait a
favorite
second.
WWE T-shirt, my Monday Night Raw vintage. This will be at WrestleMania in 2024 in Philadelphia, where I will be at as well.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes, sir.
I am planning a trip to Los Angeles for WrestleMania next year. So
So I was gonna go to Los Angeles, right? Because my thing was to like all the places, but then I do a trip with a lot of some of my friends every year. So I decided instead of going to Los Angeles, we're gonna go to Miami, and then next
nice.
year we're gonna go to Philly
Yeah.
for WrestleMania. So yeah, that'll be
My my thing was, man, I started content creating and doing a podcast with a friend, for the Kansas City Chiefs, and then like right when I started getting into wrestling content, um, you know, WrestleMania in Dallas was happening, and I was this close to going, and I didn't pull the trigger. And there was a bunch of like content creators I follow, and I I teamed up with, and they all went to Dallas, and I saw everybody posting all their Dallas stuff, and I was like, I'm not doing it again. I'm going next year. I'm not. I'm not missing out again.
makes sense. Yeah, I'm super excited for next year. Um, Heck, I still may end up at WrestleMania. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I do know one thing. In 2024, I will be there.
There you go. Oh, how much does that say? 62,296. I
Mm-hmm.
uh, I I think they should go back. I think that probably should have just solidified that.
I'm pretty sure, or at least it should have if it didn't.
Yep.
I'd be very shocked if it didn't.
Yep, that is a lot of people. Yes, that is correct. Uh oh. We'll see. We'll give him a couple minutes. See if he comes back. Oh, there he is.
Had one of those momentary lapses, so but we're
You're good.
back. We are back. Not sure what happened. I'm sitting there watching it. The next day, I know everything's gone.
All right. Looks like we're getting Riddle and Rollins next.
That's going to be good. That is going to be good.
Yes, sir.
I'm not too excited about many of the things anymore because it's a lot of repeat. We've seen it before. I'm actually pretty interested for this one. I feel like this is going to be. I mean, you've done something similar before, but you're making Riddle into like the aggressor.
Yeah,
Especially with Robin's comments. So that's going to be different.
definitely. Kyle Edwards says perfect heel turn for Dominic. Well done.
Oh yeah, oh
Yes.
yeah, yes, yes, yes. Try to make a quick change here and see if this helps out. Always adapting, man. Always adapting. Let's see. Now that should stabilize things permanently. Let's see. See if that makes a difference. So it should take care of any issue. We'll see.
There we go. They're showing that the promo again.
No problem.
Uh oh. There we go. Back again.
Guess who's back? Back again. Try this. I think we have achieved some level of success.
Fantastic.
Now, what
I'm
that
telling
level
you,
of
man,
success is one thing.
this Cardiff crowd, man, is whew, it's on fire.
They are, yeah. From what I, in between the things that happen, it seems pretty involved. They definitely should be going back there to do another show. You might be able to put them on your regular rotation, which would make more sense. And that's the thing when you go to
Absolutely.
places that you're only going like maybe once a year, stuff like that. You got to get a lot more for them. So that's it's definitely something they should probably really look into in the long term. So now the same things seem to be working well. I'm going back to see the part I missed with the Dominic turn. I want to see it. Knew it was coming, but I still want to see it. All right, should be right about it. Yeah, see that again was brutal, but hey, it's part of this business. Triple H would say,
Yeah.
in this business, we don't trust anybody in this business.
Gosh, he's so goofy. He is so goofy.
Yeah. All right, let's drop this one this time. This mess has to be one for the books. Did you see your shout out, Chase?
Oh, I do. I do.
Ah,
Josh, I appreciate you joining with us, sir.
definitely, man, definitely. Riddle looks Matt Riddle looks pretty ticked off.
He does.
I'm glad they got rid of the little bunny rabbits when he kicks his shoes off. That was definitely not the move.
Yeah, it wasn't. Not for
Yeah.
somebody like Riddle.
Man, he's supposed to be a tough guy. And you got bunnies jumping around. I was like, dude, they've got to do something about this. Destroying his character with that kind of crap, man.
They Rollins get up tonight is crazy.
Rollins is crazy. He's really embracing this crazy character.
Okay.
Yeah, they made this story, and I will say they took this story and they amped it up like 10 levels in like a few weeks. So I give them
Well,
definitely some credit
I,
for that.
yeah, because I was a little irritated they canceled the match for SummerSlam with no
Yeah.
plans. I thought that was very weird,
Hmm.
but um, yeah,
They did a good job of amping the story up after that, though.
yeah, definitely.
When all else fails, you can always go for the brawl, and the referees have to tear you apart and hold you apart, and then you have to do things virtually because you can't be in front of each other anymore. It always
Yep.
seems to pick up a story, and we
Oh,
know it, and we don't
at
care.
least something for a story. Yeah. Rollins get up. Do you remember Curry Man? Christopher Daniels alter ego from TNA. That's what Seth Rollins
Oh,
get up
you
reminds
kidding?
me of.
Not Curry Man. Wow, that's a
Look
good
at
one.
it, man. Look at those bright orange pants, man. That's what it makes me think of.
Curry Man. So if he has the mask on, then that would be ridiculous. But I mean, I can't argue with that, right? It's a little
Yeah.
Curry Man involved for sure. Curry Man, Shark Boy.
Oh man, I tell you what.
Oh, Shell, yeah. That last Shark Boy when he had like the Stone Cold voice, that was ridiculous, but hilarious at the same time. Very hilarious.
Absolutely.
I don't think I've laughed harder. However you want to say it, things that happened that people just never saw. Like TNA had a lot of good storylines, champions, factions, but people just didn't watch it.
Yeah. And that's what's crazy now is like Impact. Impact is killing it, man.
Yeah.
They put on great matches. They've got great stories. It's
Hmm.
a good show. But like the TNA just left a lot of bad taste in people's mouths where a lot of people aren't willing to give it a chance, and that kind of sucks.
Hmm. They've told very um, inclusive stories. Things make sense. They'll go back and pick up on things 6 months, a year, 2 years later. Um, Something that a lot of times people in business don't do. They think
Yeah,
at least somewhat futuristically. And they stole that. I think a lot of that from the guy who now owns the NWA.
Billy Corgan.
Yeah, because Corrigan went there and tried to do a lot, and then got put out. So he went and got the NWA. And I think he's bringing that back as well because that's much better than it was at one point too.
Oh yeah, they just had their NWA 74 in St. Louis.
Yeah.
They said St. Louis is going to be the prime spot for NWA on those events. So I'm excited about that because that's a 4 or 5 hour drive for me. So
Oh yeah, I see why you would be excited.
poor Riddle. Yeah, I think oh, I think this will be good for Riddle to kind of get out there and get his name out there. Uh, kind of get more of a push to being that main event star
Hmm.
that I think a lot of people see him as being.
Yeah. See, the thing is, he doesn't have to win this match.
Yep.
He just has to hang with Seth Rollins. If he hangs with Seth Rollins, he's done that first step in getting where he needs to go. Because he's not gonna get there in 1 week. And the more I look at those pants, sir, the more I have to admit you are right. He looks like he stole those from Christopher Daniels. All he needs is the matching top and the max. That's Curry, man.
Yep.
And he's not burning it down.
Nope.
He's being
Definitely
spicy.
not.
He's so spicy.
Ooh. Oh. Nice. Great transition.
I like how they're fighting a match that works well for both of their styles together because they're both technical wrestlers. Um, Rollins can pretty much wrestle any style. He's not a real slugger, but anything besides that, he can hit you with the aerial. He can ground you. He can move you, link move you. He can put you in submissions. He can do almost everything. So I like the style of the match that they're fighting. It kind of meshes what they both do well together.
Yeah.
Because it's not for a championship, so they've got to do the storytelling, the way the match plays out, the big moves and all that stuff. It's got to be what makes it pop for us. Becky's the only man in y'all's relationship. That was great. Or you know what else he could be? Seth Rollins with those pants. He could be an alternate member of Harlem Heat.
There you go. the unofficial member.
Yeah.
Instead of Sister Sherry, he could be Brother Seth. Nathan says, any bets on Cody showing up? I don't.
Too soon.
Yeah, I don't think Cody.
Yeah, too soon.
Cody's coming soon. Look for Cody in the Royal Rumble is what I would say.
Yeah, I'd say he's gonna come back around a few matches before the Rumble, or maybe the Rumble, and then win it and go to WrestleMania.
Yep.
Because he's supposed to be the guy, but he got hurt. Now, Nathan, if he does show up, all props to you, sir, for being the one to call that out. But I just think it's still a little early for him. I can't believe he thought he was going to be in the. I can't believe he thought he was going to be able to compete in the match for the number one contender, the ladder match. I'm like, dude, they're not going to let you do any more matches. You're not getting your Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
No type of ladder match. No regular matches. You're lucky you got to fight Seth Rollins.
Yep.
But when Cody does come back, I do think he's got to dispose of Seth Rollins for a while first, though. Or if he comes back and wins the belt, Seth Rollins is going to be the first person trying to take it off of him. Chase, I read a report where they were saying that Tony Khan is stupid for letting Cody take the American Nightmare gimmick and go to WWE with it, right?
Yes.
But I find it funny that people don't realize that he had that gimmick before he got to AEW.
Yeah.
That was his gimmick when he was, before he even signed anybody. That's what he created for himself once he left WWE. So it's like, that's really more his gimmick than AEW's.
Yes, of course, but it would have been very smart business for them to have for them to have locked that character down.
He wasn't going to let him lock that character down. That would have been smart for AEW. That would have been stupid for him.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And being that he already had the business body came in, he's one of the people to help get the company off the ground. He wasn't going to allow that to happen. That's like saying a company should try to lock down the Rainmaker Kenny Omega. He's not going to let that happen.
Yep.
I mean, obviously the company would want to, but he's not going to sign up the rights because you got to remember, since he already had created the character, he already had control of the character. Because remember, first he couldn't be Cody Rhodes; he had to be the American Nightmare.
Yep.
Cody and Brandy Rhodes.
Cody, yeah.
Yeah. So WWE, when WWE gave him the trademark back, I was kind of like,
Speaking of Real says
gotta happen.
everyone that faces Rollins gets a push regardless if they win or lose. Yeah, because Rollins makes everybody look good.
Rollins is the guy. Like whether you gotta have him win or lose, he's another guy like a Sheamus, but a younger, better version that isn't close to retirement. Where you can put him in a run for a championship. You can give him a championship run. You can put him tag team. Whatever you do, whoever's around him is going to be pulled up just from being in matches with him.
This is getting nuts.
Yeah, but we knew that though. That's kind of the thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking forward to this match more than I was the main event.
Brother Rollins, the Curry Man.
Yeah.
And Riddle taking it to each other. The newly renamed Matt Riddle. I wonder is Elias and whatever his brothers' names are.
Ezekiel,
and then there's supposed to be another brother too.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wonder whether they're just gonna let it go. I would just act like it didn't happen.
Me too.
I'd act like it didn't happen. I'd have Elias grow his beard back and just bring him back.
Maybe that's why he hasn't been on TV.
Maybe
it's because he's trying to grow his facial hair back out.
Mm-hmm.
At least enough to get on TV.
Yeah. Because that whole he's gonna play 4, 5, 6, 7 different characters thing. It's like, come on, dude, we don't need to do that. Let's just have fun. Getting pretty physical, but not surprised about that.
No, not at all.
I'm just ready. Appreciate that, Freddie. I'm just ready for Roman Reigns to come out and make everybody acknowledge him. And of course, we'll have to bring back Goldberg for the championship match. Definitely.
That's right. That is right.
Yeah, Goldberg will be ready for that. The thing is, I watch a lot of different streams, man. What I like about certain ones and what we're doing is we're not just sitting here telling you what's happening in the match. You can see that. If you're gonna watch the screen, you can probably see that. But there's a lot that goes behind the scenes, the thought process, what's happening next, what led up to it, how you made it important, if the match is important. I think a lot of things that get missed when people are talking about the shows. Michael Cole will tell you exactly what's happening in the ring. We'll tell you some different stuff. We'll come at you from different angles. We don't need to be just like those guys.
That's right. They like I said, Michael Cole's been doing it for almost 30 or 25 years now, man. Like, I ain't gonna do it as good as Michael Cole. I mean, I think I'm good, but I'm not that good.
Yeah, I don't want to do it as good as Michael Cole, right? I don't want to be Michael Cole.
Oh my gosh!
Of course, this is the moment where I'm. I can't.
I held off.
System. No, you're good. You can go ahead and put it out there. It's no worries.
Seth Rollins with the curb stomp from the top rope,
Ooh.
putting away Matthew Riddle.
Oh, now that's
So
innovative.
yeah,
Curve stomp
that
was
was a
always
damn
one of my
good.
favorite moves.
Yeah, I was very mad when they made him stop doing it for a while.
Right. I mean, it's great. It's like the curb stomp and the punt kick. Those are two of my favorite moves because you could do them to anybody.
Yep.
Like you have so many moves where you have to be a certain height, you have to be a certain quickness, or you have to do this, you have to do that. Anybody can kick you in the stomach, bounce off the ropes, and stump your face in the ground.
Yep.
Right? Anybody can put you in a figure four. Certain things anybody could do. So just decided that those things are actually being given back to characters. If Randy comes back, we got to get the knee again. We got to get it. The RKO is great, but we need the punt kick. Got to have
Yep.
it. Why Freddie make that face?
Yeah. curb stomped him. Curb stomped him as he was coming in the ring, and then climbed on the rope and got the curb stomp from the top rope. It's the special moves that makes these guys. Yeah,
That is
absolutely.
completely it, man. It's that signature finisher or two. The guys that have like two or three, those are the ones.
Yep.
Yeah. You're not the only one that's ready for Roman. Uh, ready for Roman too. We're just gonna go ahead and drink across here. There we go. Not quite like this, yeah. Give you a little visual representation of half of what's online in this match. The Universal Championship, I just can't do it. I can't do a bright red or a royal blue championship. It's just not right.
Yeah.
But this,
I you got the black one. I like
yeah,
it.
yeah, we could
I
do that.
like it.
With the red or the blue, nah, we can't. It just doesn't feel right. Not for me. Since we're going to be acknowledging them, so we might as well go ahead. So Chase, I want that greatness on a different level T-shirt.
Yeah, I like that one. Uh, the new one though, you won't catch me wearing that. That's weird. The acknowledge it says acknowledge your daddy. I yeah
Yeah, I saw that one. I
ain't
was
no
like, yeah, we're gonna
yeah
skip that one too.
I don't want to catch no grown ass man wearing that shirt.
I don't want to catch no kid wearing that shirt or a grown man, but definitely not a grown man. Acknowledge your daddy. Yeah, he said that to Austin Theory. I'm like, when
Yeah.
he said it, I cringed. Like, and I saw the T-shirt. I'm like, that's worse than when he said it. Everything was going good. They had to mess it up. Acknowledge your daddy.
It's a no for me.
It's definitely a no for me. You can tell your wife to all you want,
Yeah, that's fine. You can tell your wife to.
and if you tell your wife to acknowledge your daddy, that's fine. But you should only wear this shirt when it's you and her. That's what we're saying. You got to get a shirt like that. It's just my opinion. If we were watching AEW right now, we'd be in the back. Mark Henry would be in the middle, and he would be saying, "It's time for the main event."
It's one of my favorite parts of Rampage.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really, really is. It makes the show. It's kind of like you wait for it, right? That the main event's coming, and here it
As soon
comes.
as I yeah, as soon as I see Mark Henry pop up in the middle of the screen, I'm like, here it is.
Yep,
Here
it's
it
time.
is.
Acknowledge him. Or to coin a phrase from one of my other wrestlers I like quite a bit, bask in his glory.
Absolutely.
There's another guy that WWE really missed out on. Keith Lee could have been a huge star for them.
Absolutely. And it's crazy because I'll have people tell me that, you know, that it wasn't going to happen. And that's why Keith Lee's not a star in AEW. But I think that's goofy.
AEW's building up the right way because WWE tore him down, so now you've got to rebuild him.
Yep.
This is actually more comfortable than you think. The leather is up. It's like a nice, smooth leather. It's got a lot of comfort on the inside.
There he
Very comfortable
is.
leaning against you.
The champ.
The chase, you got to turn the volume so we can hear it for the championship match. For those, so if there's anyone that's not watching, they can get a little bit of the juiciness, if you don't mind, sir. Let you guys
They
hear a little bit of Michael Cole for this one.
yeah. They had uh they had Cross and Scarlet in the crowd. So
Yeah, already
I
sowing
think
the seeds.
I think they'll play a bigger role in it than the Usos will.
Yeah, Cross has definitely got his eyes on Drew McIntyre for some reason.
Well, because Cross wanted to come in and get a championship match, and then Drew was like, "No, you got to get behind me."
Yeah, you got to get
So,
in line. I will say this: Cross looks more disturbing with the hair than he does without.
yep,
And Scarlett just looks like I'm just happy I got a job. I don't have to do OnlyFans full time. I love how they talk about him. Right? It's just he's in rarefied air. And you will acknowledge him.
you hear Paul Heyman?
Yeah, Paul Heyman, boy, that dude, he loves him some Roman Reigns. A New Hope arises. Is it Star Wars or is this WWE? What we got going on here?
They got to do the medieval style.
Yeah, he got to come out in like armor. He got to come out in armor with his sword. They did beat Drew McIntyre down.
They did, man.
But Drew McIntyre is the new John Cena. Doesn't matter how much you
Yep.
beat him, he just jumps back up. I don't remember seeing Drew McIntyre tear anybody apart with his bare hands. I don't know, man. The way this pay per view is playing out, it's questionable. He could lose.
I I don't know if I would. I don't know.
I don't think Roman Reigns will, but I think they've done a good job of at least making you question it. It doesn't feel as like a lot of his matches in the past. You already knew he was going to win. You're like Reigns is going to win. All right, we're about to get something happening. Oh no, he didn't. Tell me he didn't go back to that one.
Yeah, yeah. The crowd is about to blow.
Wow. That's my favorite Drew McIntyre entrance too. The chosen one. That's crazy.
I think he'll
Triple
start
H.
off with this, and then it'll lead into his current theme.
Probably. That was a good way to start it off, though.
Oh yeah.
I know those fans over there definitely appreciated that. A lot of times, man, WWE, they've been doing better with not having it happen so much, but they'll have like one person beat four people, like they did with Drew yesterday on SmackDown. It's like, dude, that's not realistic at all. That's less realistic than what happened with the Shayna Baszler match.
Yeah.
Should be able to beat everybody. You should lose. You should get beat down. It's okay for it to happen. You can still, be the guy. Like it's almost like you suspend reality to the point where people are like, I want Drew McIntyre to lose just because I'm tired of seeing that crap.
Yeah, like it gives it more of that, like, any given Sunday type of thing,
Mm-hmm.
like any given day these guys can lose.
Yeah, McIntyre's up here, looking like the former when John Cena himself. And I think you just can't have that and have people like it. Like you don't want to see one guy just completely dominate. That's just not what you want anymore. Sword in the air. That's a good point, Corey Graves. Well, I guess we know who Cardiff Wells wants to win, huh? If there was any question.
Yeah. I don't think there is.
Ladies and gentlemen watching in the stream, this is what you call the big fight field.
Absolutely.
Uh-oh, it's starting. Just don't wear that I'm your daddy t-shirt. You know, that's your daddy t-shirt. Please.
So I wonder if I think Karrion Cross is going to get involved somehow.
Definitely. Definitely.
Do you see? So here was my original theory. No pun intended.
I
Um,
think I like where you're going with your theory.
so my theory is that Cross would cost Drew the match tonight, and then we would get a triple threat because they love doing big matches for the Saudi Arabia crowd. So the next event is Crown Jewel, or well after Extreme Rules. So I think Extreme Rules, you would get a one-on-one match between Drew and Karrion, but then we get a triple threat match between Roman, Drew, and Karrion at Crown Jewel. And when they're all three down, I can see Theory coming out and cashing in. Or Karrion, Drew's about to win tonight, and Karrion hits Drew and knocks him out, and then Theory comes out and pins Drew. So that way, this scenario is that Theory can win. He'd get his cash in. It could be short lived if they really wanted it to be,
Mm-hmm.
and Roman doesn't get pinned and look weak. There it is. 734 days.
It's crazy. And he's really elevated himself over this time frame.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, like it just kind of goes to show you like how out of touch the writing team or the management was. You know, that was that was something that should have been done 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Imagine where Roman would be now if you'd have done it 4 years ago, 5 years, however long.
Instead of continuing with the Shield gimmick for like 5 years, let
Yep.
him be his own man. He said a dragon. Yeah, you already know what that means. Carrying cross. It's a difference
Yep.
maker. But this is the perfect
Carrying.
night for Solo Sokoa to come out
Yeah, I
and
was
make
gonna
his
say
debut.
Carrion or Sokoa is where I can see it going.
Acknowledge him. Love it. I think I'm with you. I changed streams.
There you go.
Acknowledge him. It's the first time I ever seen Roman look little compared to the guy he's fighting. Yep, I think we're right on for this one. So you don't have to you have to worry about spoiling anything.
Good, good.
This one's gonna be juicy. I will say if I was getting one of the Universal Championships, I would definitely go for the blue over the red.
The blue does look good.
Yep. But still,
The black
this is
one,
the
yeah.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. I I'm gonna get uh I'm gonna get that one with you know they make one for all the championship teams. They made one
Hmm.
for the Chiefs when the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. Made the Chiefs side plates. I'm gonna get one made with the Chiefs side plates.
I'm gonna get one made with the Eagle side plates too.
Yeah.
Thought about that.
God, imagine how nuts that crowd's gonna get when Roman pins him 1, 2, 3.
If Roman pins him in this match, dude, WWE better run out of there.
Yeah.
They better start breaking down the tables and everything beforehand because I think they really might riot.
Yeah.
Oh, camera right here. Give y'all maximum beltage for the max.
There you
There we go.
go.
Karrion Cross, Solo Sokoa.
Either or both.
Or my question is, do we really believe the Usos are not here?
Maybe I could see it.
They do got on some Jordan wrestling boots. I love it. And over the years, it's just amazing how much improvement Roman Reigns has made, like in the
Just in
ring.
the pet. Yeah.
Yeah, his
It it it,
promos, everything.
it changed his style of wrestling, man. Like it's
Hmm.
crazy.
It's funny how you can make the champ the underdog. Then if he wins, he could gloat about how he was the underdog. He still won. Oh,
Oh wow.
got him outside again.
Yep.
Roman got kicked in the face last night. Might be some lingering effects. He shuts the crowd like he's a quarterback. For those of you who are not watching live, that's hilarious.
Yeah, they're trying to play on, uh since Paul isn't there or the Usos aren't there, the crowd might be able to get into his head a little bit.
Yeah. Corey reminds me of a present day Bobby Heenan.
Yep,
He just needs a stable.
absolutely.
The Graves guys or something. That's all he's missing. Nah. One more. Oh. Yep. The 10 punches to the face.
Oh wow.
The championship advantage they're referring to here. You got to beat the champ. Champ doesn't have to beat you. I hear you,
Can't win.
Nathan.
Can't win the match on the outside of the ring.
You sure can't. There we go.
Oh.
Oh, he threw a road about him. So that's why you got to beat him up during your match.
Yep.
One job. He went there.
Oof.
The Savage Roman Reigns. This smart. Slow the match down. Try to hurt Drew a little bit.
Yep.
Solid theory.
Definitely.
I mean, I'm not one of those people that don't understand that this stuff is scripted, but I'm curious how it's been scripted to end.
Yes. Like I said, I think that I think the issue is that it's going to put a lot of pressure on Roman because he doesn't have any help that we know of.
Yeah.
So, and I wouldn't be surprised if he wins clean for that reason to make him look even stronger.
Yeah. That wouldn't surprise me either. Reigns be talking trash like the heels now too. I love it.
Yep. They got this like this video I was watching online where it's just a huge compilation video, him talking trash to people while he's wrestling them.
And then Wichita might be so crazy carrying Cross that he might be like, screw this. I don't want this dude to win. I want to beat Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Reigns just mushing Drew McIntyre together. Who do you think you are? This is hilarious.
Yeah.
So arrogant and cocky. I love it.
It's funny because you'll see a lot of Roman shirts in the crowd, but I don't think anybody in that crowd is cheering for Roman. I think they're all cheering for McIntyre.
Yep. A lot of back and forth here. Who's gonna get it?
Yup.
He do be talking a lot.
Yup.
Let's see. They got a microphone in the middle of the match. He'll get a kick to the head for that. A glass cow kiss. That works too.
Oh my God.
You saw that? I actually think I'm a
Oh
little bit
my
ahead of
God.
you now.
Oh my God. Bro.
So I got to be quiet
Man.
this time.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Wow, that was. I
That
mean,
was that was hardcore.
that was.
Yay boo. McIntyre gets booed. Yays for his hits. Roman gets boos. Drew's getting it. Drew in it to win it.
Oh, here we go.
Hmm.
When he hits this, man, the crowd's gonna erupt.
And then they're gonna be so mad when Reigns kicks out. I'm mad at change Keith Lee song to Drew McIntyre, but it's hilarious too.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Yeah. See what Reigns gonna do. And gets fly across the ring.
Oh, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. He's setting it up for the Claymore.
Smart man, sir. Smart man. Get rolled through. Premature.
That was super close.
Yep. Super duper close. But a little premature nonetheless. I don't think I've seen anybody roll through a spine buster before that I can think of. Yeah, this is hard hitting too. He gave him the rock bottom.
Oh, there it
The
was.
Reigns bottom. Yep.
Uh-oh.
This may be the moment.
As soon as you said this may be the moment, Cole said it in unison on my TV. Oh my gosh.
We lean in here a little bit. Get into this. Got to be getting towards the end now.
Yup.
A slugfest, man. Two big, big bears of a man, just fighting it out. Just ready to see who's going to be the victor.
That's right. Big meaty men slapping meat.
Just wrestling each other's meat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was it.
I'm telling you, man. See, this is the kind of match where you expect a bunch of false finishes, not just like any old match. This is the one you expect that.
Absolutely.
Problem is, we've been getting them so we've been so desensitized to them lately. Not McIntyre. Possibly. Guillotine choke. I like that he added this to his resume too. This ain't gonna win the match, but I like that he added that submission to it. It makes it more complete. This is important for the top stars that have several different moves, like AJ Styles, the phenomenal forearm. You know, he's got the calf crusher, the Styles Clash. Got to have different ways to beat people.
I don't know, man. He's won a few matches like this.
Yeah, I mean he is. Yeah. You made it away, but get that back on here. If Roman gets counted out, Drew's dreams go up in smoke. They do.
Look at Michael Cole standing up.
Doesn't look much difference when he's sitting down, though.
Yeah, heard that. Wish it didn't, but it did.
Yeah. Oh, that was good. That was good.
Woo!
Yeah, they're tight. They're real tight.
Man.
Corey Brady felt like he's trying to pull the JR for that one. It's got to be. Both men are down. Just roll over and put your arm on him, Roman. Make him kick out. That's what I do.
Bro, how old is Charles Robinson?
He's got to be like 50. He's got to be.
He gotta be older than 50, bro.
You remember he was Little Nate? But yeah.
Yep.
He's got to be at least mid-50s. You're right.
It's gotta be.
Yeah, you're right.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Coward in the Bank. Oh.
Just knock the dog
He
snot
gets the
out.
beat out of him every time he tries to do it. Wow. Oh. I was about to say he got a kick out of that one. Because it took Charles Robinson like a couple of seconds to slide back into the ring.
It's not even Charles Robinson. Charles Robinson's out.
Oh, yeah, that's not Charles Robinson.
Yeah.
That's the other referee, the one he brought out. Yeah, it's secondary referee. Yeah, you're right.
That'll give Theory some time, to do some stuff before he cashes in.
Mm-hmm.
Because they haven't been doing a whole lot with him.
That's the thing. If you're about to be champ, I feel like you do more with you. But
yeah,
they may be going a different route.
Yeah.
And plus, they can't keep stopping him every time he cashes in, or when he cashes in, it's not going to matter. I do hope they're delaying it to split the championships and say, "No, you can only win one." That would be cool.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, like, if they plan on doing it, if they plan on making him wait a while, great. I like that idea.
Yeah.
Let him draw it out. Because I feel like some of the cash-ins have been too soon lately, especially on the women's.
The women are doing the same night. It's crazy.
Yeah. So I feel like they should drag it out a while, and build up to it. But if they weren't going to, now would have been the perfect night to do it, because imagine how pissed off that crowd would have been if Theory stole that win from McIntyre. Or if McIntyre wins and he celebrates for 5 seconds and then Theory cashes in on him.
Yeah.
It's Sikoa.
Sikoa. Yeah. They got to hire us. The street champion. Oh, yep. Oh, no. Solo Sikoa. Acknowledge him. As I've stated before, and I'll continue to state.
Man, what a match, dude. What a match.
That was a great match and a great ending.
It did.
That was perfect.
That was the only way you were going to get me to believe that that McIntyre wasn't going to come out on top.
Yep, that's the only reason.
McIntyre still, yeah,
he got robbed.
McIntyre still looks strong.
Mm-hmm. And the wrestling referee finally gets back up. Look at all those people. They're so bad. We got a few people shot that might be mad. Uh-oh, Nathan, are you riding yet, buddy?
Uh-oh.
Now, oh, word. Roman was like, don't start with me, please. I just got beat down. Don't start with me. He gonna sucker him. I thought he was gonna sucker punch Roman.
I thought he was
I thought he
too.
was gonna sucker punch Roman. Yeah. Look at Solo. He's like, come on, cuz.
So,
Roman
in
said,
my
I always
opinion,
got a backup plan for my backup plan.
yeah, in my opinion, I think this should lead in to Rock and Roman at WrestleMania.
So I actually saw a very interesting theory or article a couple of days ago. They were saying that Jey Uso should be the one to beat Roman.
That ship has sailed.
Well, has it though?
Yeah.
Because think about this. He's been there from the beginning. He's the one who really want Sami Zayn around. He's a little more vocal. He kind of in line, but he never really fell in line completely.
Yeah.
And now you got Solo Sikoa. So now Solo's still gonna be the reason he's a champ now. He's gonna be his new favorite. Then you got the situation with Sami Zayn, right?
So how you know, and that would be fine to have him beat him, because if Rock comes, if he faces Rock, Roman obviously should beat him. Because number one,
Rock,
yeah, number one, it would be for the title. Number two, it would be a passing of the torch of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's how it should lean into it. So now you've got, now you had Jey Uso. Jey Uso, Jey Uso took a long time to acknowledge it. And then Jimmy came back. And Jimmy didn't want to fall in line. Remember? Jimmy wanted to fight it, and then eventually Jimmy fell in line. Now you got Solo Sikoa there. He fell in the line. You know who should be next? The Rock's daughter. She falls
That should be next
in the line. And then that's what causes Rock to come back to challenge Roman.
And then Naomi
is the head of the table.
And Naomi falls out with her at the tag team champs instead of her and Sasha. Or her and Sasha fall in line.
Is Drew about to turn heel on Tyson Fury?
I don't know. Or is Tyler about to turn heel on Drew? Something about to happen.
Yeah. We never give up. We knocked down. We keep pushing forward. We keep playing. And I fell. I'm moving my hands on the undisputed titles. Now, no matter what the outcome, let's freaking party, eh? How about us? You got some sweet Carolina, you. You got some sweet Carolina, you. Absolutely gorgeous. We're still at the end. I'm just having a laugh. I'm so sorry, can wait. She knows it's too late. We're molecules. All right. Thank you, everybody. I love you all. Turn back the time you ever found. Thank you. Guys, right? Anything can happen. It's every celebration. But it's still a celebration here at Garden. Don't forget. Is that it? YouTube and Facebook. We thank you for joining us here tonight. As they say in Wales, no hot stop. Night. Recorded. It's been 3 long years, but you came. We are back. Legends. Looks like we lost Cool again. We'll see if he comes back in. If not, we are finishing this up, guys. Pretty good premium live event. Had a lot of good matches. Set up some stories. So yeah, if you joined us, we appreciate you guys. Oh, there we go. You disappeared on. I thought you were out. your mic, but I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, my computer decided to let me know I only had like 5% left. I thought I had plugged it back in, but it quite a fickle creature.
Well, that's all right. We're right here at the end. So I love this, man. This is cool. I haven't seen them do this in a while. Go back, play the pay-per-view back.
Yeah. They haven't done it in a while.
Yep. Any surprises from anything you were surprised about tonight, sir?
I can't really say there's anything that really surprised me. I think we kind of called the things that happened, so it's not like a really lot of surprises that happened. But I think it was a good, solid pay-per-view that made sense, and it didn't diminish anything moving forward. It helped create or further some storylines.
Absolutely, that would my what would you overall grade the event?
I'd probably give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Okay,
because I didn't really get, as far as the matches, everything was really good, but I just get that moment like, oh, I can't believe that happened, and like to really get a lot more than that for me, you got to give me that moment.
Yeah, and I would put it right there. I'd say low sevens. So I'll say a 7 for me. And it's kind of the same thing, and part of that's my fault. Since Hunter took over, I'm waiting for that big event. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you remember the NXT takeovers, like remember it was just like surprise, banger match after banger match after banger match, and surprise after surprise after surprise. You know, I mean, shit. There was a couple of takeovers where 4 or 5 people debuted, and just stellar matches all on the card. So I mean, like I guess like I'm waiting for that event of Hunters, but this was very well put together. The matches were
Oh yeah.
good. It was predictable, but like I said,
Mm-hmm.
the matches were good. I say predictable, and I think I'll have to go back and look at my predictions, but I think only 2 of my predictions were right. I think, or maybe
But
maybe it was
in your
3, but
defense, with the predictions, you got to kind of if you the flow of the show first, right? When you start to see like
yeah,
the first match or two, then you kind of like, oh, okay, I was wrong,
yep,
or yeah, I got a good chance to be right.
yeah.
I'm surprised, but not that Sheamus didn't win.
I'm not. I uh, I I think that Hunter put Walter Gunther up on that huge pedestal with
Yeah, he
NXT
definitely did.
UK, and bringing him on into the main roster. I think that's what they wanted to see. They were worried about. They were worried about you know if the prior administration was going to not utilize him properly. And if it's going to be Hunter doing it, like I said, you're gonna see Walter dominate quite a bit for a while.
Yeah, my only thought was I thought they at least let him have one really great moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So that's why I thought that maybe Sheamus would win because I figured that Drew McIntyre wasn't. But I guess they thought it would be good enough to do the almost win with Drew.
yeah,
But
absolutely.
it was really it was good though. Like it was. I don't feel like I don't feel like I wasted my time. Right. I feel like I saw good quality entertainment. We got a chance to talk about a lot of different things related to WWE and wrestling in general and sports
Oh, absolutely.
entertainment.
Yep,
And it was fun.
absolutely.
So that's all you can really
Yeah,
ask
no,
for.
yes, sir. I had a blast. Like I said, I'd give the event a 7, but I give the stream a 10, a 10.5.
Yeah, I mean, when we're calling out everything that happens before it happens, you can't get higher than like a 7.5.
Yeah, yeah.
Just don't see that,
I,
but
I
still
always I,
solid.
I always tell everybody, like like 10 has to be perfect. Like 10 has to be God mode. Like
Hmm.
like I mean, create the universe in 7 days perfect. And so like when people start throwing out nines and eights
Yeah,
and tens, I'm like, whoa, calm down, guys. Like if if ten's the highest and you're handing out tens, then what's the point? I mean,
right. If one's the
you
lowest and 10's the highest, 7,
yeah,
7.5 isn't bad. But again,
yeah,
there wasn't that defining moment for because you went to another country, you pandered to another country, but you didn't have any moment where they really had like someone that they can identify with as from their area get any win.
yeah. And what's funny about that is um, WWE's not like that very much. I mean, like they don't care if it's your hometown or not. I mean, you're gonna get shit on.
Right. I
Uh,
mean, you could even added like Butch versus Ludwig von Kaiser or something and had him win. Like you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like you didn't give anybody a moment, and I mean it's fine. It's not horrible. I think they were all the right things to do.
I
But
think
if you those little twists sometimes just drum you up so much more by doing them though.
yeah, there was a match on the kickoff show that we missed, which was Madcap Moss and the Street Profits versus Austin Theory and Alpha Academy.
Well, I know who won that
That's
match.
Yeah, and that's super weird. I don't understand why they would have.
That should have been on the show.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I'm curious as to why they decided to put those two teams together. But interesting. Well, cool. I'll tell you what, man. I'm all good, sir. You got anything else to add?
I just want to say, man, something that you've already reiterated, but we're getting the end, so maybe we have some new people on here. Um, Sports Empire Network. Check us out.
Absolutely.
Make sure you subscribe, like, share. Share this for us. Even though it won't be live, still love to have as many people watch as possible. And guys, there's a lot of great shows on the network. There's more shows coming. And this is definitely a place that you want to watch. It's going to be a high entertainment value for you. We just did a freaking 4.5 hour, well, 3.5 hours, excuse me.
Yeah.
Pay-per-view event. But it didn't feel like it, right? Because it was amazing.
Yep.
There's more coming, guys. Just
absolutely
be ready.
Yep. I'm sure we've got some content coming for you tonight. And then also in the morning we're going to be doing the Sunday morning drive. Check that out. Yeah, man. Make sure you hit that notification bell on Sports Empire Network so you never miss anything.
Yep, and on Saturday mornings, guys, at 9 a.m. Eastern time, we're going to have the big dogs on campus for every week talking college football. So you want to check that out too. That's a really good show.
Absolutely. All right. Well, for myself, Chase, aka CR Media, for my friend Cool, this is Sports Empire Network. You just sat with the Clash at the Castle watch along. And as always, everybody, have a fantastic night.
Absolutely.